What bench?
Did you read One Piece?
Yeah, that's why I was late. I was like, I might as well read the chapters.
How many were you
Man
behind?
was late reading One Piece.
There's just 3 chapters.
And, well, I can hear your thoughts on the podcast, I guess.
Which has started right now.
Yep.
What?
No, I haven't.
Welcome to a Slice of Anime podcast.
No. You need to stop doing this, okay?
No, this is the best way to start.
That's the best way to go. Exactly.
Especially
Our
with how.
fans are tired of this.
Wow,
I'm a
they're not
fan.
leaving comments, so I don't. So no, they're not.
What?
Fans,
What
leave comments. Roast Bench specifically. I want you to make fun of him. All right.
Exactly.
Roast Wolf always keep it as late,
I
bro.
can only take so much.
I'm not late. I'm
Yeah.
always on time.
You're fashionably late.
Fashionably, yeah. Anyways, we got. I'm assuming. Oh wait, Moon. Where can they find us?
They can find us on many platforms such as YouTube,
Oh right, you don't have the
Spotify.
list.
No, I do not.
Okay,
I can't have it here in
YouTube-
a second.
They're on us on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Pocket Casts, Amazon Music, Google Podcasts, Rest in Peace, and Audible. And we're also on Twitter. And also check out our main show, Slice of Gaming. And yeah, I mean that's pretty much all the plugs and everything. Also, we got a special guest for today, Navi. Introduce yourself, my man.
Been watching anime for 15 years, 16.
Longer than me.
I watched 120 seasons this year,
Jesus.
and I'm ready to speak about anime.
Yeah, he's more prolific than us. That's all I'll say.
I think you watch more anime
Well,
It
than
would
what
have
got
been
you
really funny
into
if he said.
Why
It would have been
watch
really
anime
funny if he
last
said, like,
month?
I've been watching anime for like 2 weeks.
I didn't watch any anime last month, so
I feel you. What got you into anime? What made you start?
Naruto. It was
Naruto.
you're like 80 years old. You're watching TV, and you find cartoons where they're killing each other. You naturally just start watching it.
Yeah. You got that Toonami block, like 6 a.m. type deal.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. As a kid, I was watching Scooby Doo. I don't know. I remember when, like anime would go off, and I'm like, I'm too young for this. Like even as a kid.
No, that was me with like CSI. Like as soon as the CSI opening started, I'm like, okay, time to go to bed. It's adult television now.
I can't watch this. My mom will get mad. Well, obviously, as Navi stated, he watches anime a lot, and we're just gonna be a more relaxed episode, kind of just talking about what we've been watching. Obviously, the fall season started, so like me, Moon, Bench, we've been watching some stuff from that season. And you know what? I'm gonna start with Navi. Actually, what's a show you want to start off with that you want to talk about?
Something I'm watching or I just finished.
Either or, depends on like which one you're more interested. Like whatever like first comes to mind. What's the first show you want to talk about right now?
Well, I started watching Orphan Bloods again after I think it came out 2015. I started watching it
Iron
around
Blooded Orphans.
Yeah, 16.
Let's go.
Yeah, Bench has been watching that one too. You guys probably can talk about that.
And this year I've watched Gundam 1979 or 78 and Gundam Turn A. And the biggest issue with Gundam that I've had was the pacing, but Orphan Blood, the pacing is perfect. Every episode matters. It flows so well.
Yeah, it's very good. I'm on episode 17 now, and things are definitely picking up for the most part, so that's very interesting. The characters are starting to, like, you're growing with the characters now, and when something because they frame all, like, the characters as, like, a family, so when something happens to the family, you, like, get sad. So stuff like that's been happening, and big plot advances are starting to happen that things have been built up to. So that's exciting. And on another note, Navi, you need to watch Double O because it's a crime you haven't.
I actually watched it as a kid, and I hated it. So I only
Whoa!
watched like
Yeah, it's
3
probably
episodes.
not for everyone as a kid. As a kid, there's a lot of political drama that goes on in it.
Yes,
You understanding it,
exactly.
let alone liking it.
I remember a Gundam over a city stopping like cops or something like that. That's the only thing I remember.
Damn, Gundam is crazy. I don't
Oh
know,
no,
man.
there's
It's
so
an
much
interesting thing.
Gundam.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, it's such an intimidating series to get into, and I think I realized that like I I don't think I'll ever be able to get into mecha anime because I tried. Like I talked about it before with watching 86. I only watched those 2 episodes, and it's like I think just the mecha genre isn't for me. It's a me thing because I respect 86 as a good show. I just cannot get into mechs. Like for some reason, something about
Yeah,
the genre.
but with 86, some episodes don't even have mechs, which
Yeah,
is
I know.
why I stand by. If you take out the mechs out of 86, it's still a great show.
Yeah, I bet. Like, I don't know. I genuinely think it's just a me issue where like I see mechs and I'm like, oh god, get that away from me. But like I'm gonna go back to it eventually. It's just I don't know. It's really tough for me with mechs for some reason.
You're a
Uh,
Kojima fan.
I know. Like it's the one. It's like
Space.
Kojima with Metal Gear. It's Metal Gear and it's Armored Core 6. That's it. That's all the mechs I can
Co-
handle.
Code Geass is such a Kojima coded anime, in my opinion.
That's what everyone keeps telling me.
Oh,
I'm
I
like,
don't know if it's
okay.
Kojima based, but Code Geass is a fucking masterpiece in my opinion.
but
Yeah, you guys love your
Perfection.
Code Geass. That was a show that I kept being asked to watch, and I'm like, I'll get to it eventually. You know, it's 50 episodes. That's a lot. All right. But yeah, is that everything you guys want to talk about with Iron-Blooded Orphans? Like, is it a good starting point for a Gundam? Like, what's a
yes,
good starting point?
it's
So
perfect starting point.
when it comes to Gundam, it's kind of like Final Fantasy. When you think with like, is mainly each series is kind of like independent. You kind of just hop in and out whenever, except for some of the more like earlier titles. Those are more
Yeah,
connected.
it's
But that's
the
the
first three Gundam series are connected.
yeah.
Anything other than that, you can watch whenever.
You kind of just like see what looks cool and just hop into it.
That is interesting. Yeah, because like I guess one thing which from Mercury, which ended recently, like this year, I think. I heard that with that show, that one's like less like war politics and more corporate politics. Is that correct?
It's both. There's always
Both.
politics in Gundam. Yeah, it's both.
Okay.
I guess you can say
Interesting.
there is more like corporate stuff, but it just leads into war politics.
Okay, gotcha. All right. Well, is that everything y'all want to talk about with Gundam?
Yep.
All right. Well, I want to talk about a show. What's it called? That wait, I don't know where it happened. Bench, what have you been watching? I'm gonna just throw it to you.
Been continuing to watch Jujutsu Kaisen. I mean, there's kind of really good arc right now. I'm not gonna like continue saying each week, just really good stuff. And then the Undead Unluck anime started, which has
Yep,
been
I watched
fantastic
that.
so far. So
Watched both
I'm been
episodes.
enjoying that. Yeah, what
I
did you think, Wolf?
I had a ton of fun. I think it's one of those things. I'm not a big fan of the horny jokes. I could do without those.
That-
I like
yeah,
they're
that's
few
the
and far
big.
between.
Yeah,
But
that doesn't really. That honestly only happens near the beginning. That's
okay,
what like turns a
that's
lot
what I
of
want to
people off. So,
hear. Yeah,
but yeah, it pretty much stops eventually. Pretty
that's
soon,
good to hear.
actually. Yeah.
I am very much like looking forward to seeing the relationship between the two leads. That's kind of one of the difficult things with a show like that is if you're gonna have a show with like a small cast of characters, like a small cast, like like two main leads, you need those leads to have really good chemistry together that they can work off each other. And I'm really excited to see what they can do with that. I guess just from an animation standpoint, I think this is David Production, JoJo. They did a phenomenal job. I am like in love with a lot of the direction because I read the first few chapters in the manga, and like watching it animated, it's like, damn, okay, this is just how I'm gonna experience this series now because like they definitely have shown their chops in that regard. It's I love how the main protagonist, his whole undead ability is such a cool way of like create like you can use so many battle tactics through that ability and I'm so excited to see where they go with it because like he has basically like instant regeneration with his like body and limbs and whatnot. If they get removed, they regenerate. And he just in the first fight alone, he showed off like what he's able to do with it. And I'm just like, yeah,
He
now
can
see what
still
you can do
die.
with it. I don't think so. I think I don't think he can die. Like it's a weird thing where like right now they're trying to he wants to die. That's the big thing. Like his main thing is
Yeah,
that
he's been alive.
yeah, undead
Yeah.
wants to die, but he can't die. And then unluck is like the female companion who's basically everyone she touches gets like a stroke of like bad luck, and they die basically. And that's kind of what's regarding with like their relationship right now is just how they can like use those abilities together. And it's a really interesting idea. And they also introduce like the major like group around like episode 2. I'm excited to see where it goes from there. And yeah, I'm thoroughly enjoying it. I'm gonna definitely update as we go. But
And we've also
say again,
there's
bitch.
something
Go
else
ahead.
there's something else me and you've been watching.
Oh, you want to talk about that now? Yeah, we've started Free Ren Beyond Journey's End. I watched the first 2 episodes. Bench just watched the
I watched
first one.
Yeah, I've been
that first
hearing really
episode,
great things
yeah.
about it.
Oh, let me tell you, those great things you're hearing, they are justified. This show is phenomenal. Just by the first
It's
2
a
episodes.
masterpiece.
The
Like I
first
think
2 episodes, I already would consider this an anime of the year contender just by the first 2 episodes.
yeah.
It
Like
play,
it's tackling like mortality in a way that's like, oh, it's so good.
you don't see a lot of shows tackle the idea of mortality because like the whole premise is the main character is an elf, and she has this party of like humans and like one dwarf. And what happens is that like Beyond Journey's End, like literally the show starts at the end of their journey. But what's interesting is that like this was like a long 10-year journey for the humans. For this elf, that's like 1% of her life. That's barely even a fraction of her life.
Yeah.
So she doesn't understand like morality, like living, like wanting to leave a legacy behind, stuff like that. She doesn't fear death because she doesn't have to fear death until like 1,000 years later. Whereas like all these human companions that she do fear death, they do eventually are going to die, and it's a really touching tale. Like the first episode already had me tearing up because there is a very beautiful moment around the middle point of it. It's one of those shows that like I genuinely think anyone can enjoy. Like it doesn't have a lot of like anime things. It is just a good show, and I recommend it to everyone.
Yeah, it was very good. I pretty much echo all of what Wolf said.
It's also they released 6 episodes at once, or no, 4 episodes at once, and then they've been going weekly from there. So like right now there's 6 episodes out, and apparently it's like 28 episodes complete. Is that right, Bench?
I don't know. Yeah, I think there'll be a season 2 probably, but yeah, 2 cores, 28 episodes for the season 1.
That's it. Yeah, I'm excited for it. And also another thing, it's a fantasy series that's not an isekai, which just fits like,
No,
dude,
you're
We're
lying.
saved.
I'm telling you, like watching a series like this, it's just reminding me, like, fuck, dude, I want more fantasy series. Like, why isn't there more of this? But yeah, I'm very excited to continue watching it because that is definitely a show that's honestly been making the wait for Spider-Man a lot better for me because I'm like, okay, I
And worse.
can handle the next couple days. Yeah, really. But no, I just like one last thing. Like again, I really love when shows tackle the concept of mortality, and you don't see a lot of that. And I feel like this show has probably the most mature point of it. Like it's one of those shows you definitely need to watch. Like I 1,000% agree. Like 1,000% recommend it. I will say this. It was an
Oh,
instant
I
skip for
really
me.
liked the opening.
Man,
I really liked it.
I can respect it. I'm like, oh god, this is
I don't like
not
Undead
it.
Unluck's opening. That was a disappointment.
Yeah, that's fine. It's just I don't know. There's not much to it. Yeah, no, there hasn't really been an opening of the year for this season of anime. Moon, you've been quiet. I want to hear what you've been watching.
So as I've been saying throughout the chat, is that I've been on the rom-com binge, and I don't know why it just kind of happened that way.
It keeps happening. You always on
It
your
just
rom-com
keeps happening.
binges.
They keep introducing more. But the big one was the 100 Girlfriends one.
Yes, I want to talk
So
about
I'd
this.
start.
I watched the first
But
episode.
we're on episode 2 now.
What is it called?
The 100 girlfriends who
really,
really love you. Um, but what was the other?
God
Crap, I
bless.
just forgot. What was the other one I also just started? My brain is so scattered right now. I'm so busy tonight. But I guess I'll just talk about that one. So
Yeah,
the
no,
one thing
I
that
only
I
watched
did
the
not
first.
expect going into this show. What's that?
I was just saying, like, I've only watched the first episode, and
You
man,
saw, okay, you saw the first one.
Yeah.
Okay, strong first episode though.
I fucking love it. I love it so much. I'm like, it knows what it is. It's just a parody.
It's doing every
of the-
cliche, but knowing it's a cliche.
Yeah, so like, I hate harems. I think harems are stupid in anime. This is exactly what it's going for. It is just a parody on all of anime. Like, I'm telling
Yeah.
you, there's like in the first episode alone, there's like fourth wall references to the point of like, I was like, did I accidentally like turn on Gintama or something? Like, there's so many fourth wall breaks by the beginning of the episode, and I was genuinely laughing my ass off.
Dude, the
It
God
is
of
a
Love
strong
character is hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that was going to be dumb. Like, what's your reasoning for him having 100 girlfriends? And they actually give like a legitimate reason. Granted, it's a stupid like parody reason, but it's still a good reason.
It's loyal. It like references a Ghibli movie with like how of what happened, and it is so fucking funny. I genuinely like. This is already just the first episode. I'm like, this might be comedy because like I love my comedy anime. Obviously, my favorite anime, Gintama, is a comedy anime, and I've been laughing at just as much on that first episode as like I have with like some of my favorite Gintama episodes. So I'm like, if this can keep up the pace, then definitely gonna be like it's like a trashy show, but like my kind of trashy show. You get what I mean?
It's the trashy that knows it's trashy, so it does like everything in its like way to make sure it's the best kind of trash.
Yeah, exactly.
Because literally the tsundere character is like says every single line you expect that kind of character to say. And they do it with such sincerity.
Yeah, and it's not like the problem with a lot of like meta humor, and especially like I notice a lot with Western adult animation when they do meta humor, all they do is like point it out. They're like, "Oh, look, it's the tsundere" or something like that. That's what they would do. This show actually like has jokes, meta humor that fits in with the series, and you know what it's trying to do, which is very difficult with meta humor because a lot of meta humor could just be boiled down to look, something stupid there. Whereas this show is like, oh, we know we did something stupid and we're gonna fucking stick with it. You know what we're doing here.
So yeah, it'll be interesting to see like how do they develop this show to because it looks like we're only going to be sticking with like the 6 girlfriends for at least as we can tell from the opening, like the first 6, and those seem to be the main 6. Because I did a little bit of digging into like manga territory for this just to see like where we were. And the manga's not too much farther off. It's a relatively newer manga. They're only up to girlfriend 31 out of 100.
We're gonna catch them all.
We're gonna be here for a while, but also this show, and I can't remember if it's prevalent in the second episode, but the show does deal with some more interesting topics and I want to say raunchiness that I wasn't expecting. So this show's gonna get a little dirty here and there. It's gonna get weird. It's gonna get weird. It's gonna get raunchy a little bit.
Yeah, but again, it's like that self-awareness is what helps. It knows
it's gonna carry it. Yeah. It's gonna make it more digestible.
Because like there were definitely some raunchy moments, but I'm also like, I don't know. Already, I'm like just having the time of my life. Like this is gonna be like my favorite. Maybe not my favorite show of the season. God no. It's gonna be my favorite trashy show where I'm like, this is just like here for.
It's like new episode comes out. It's like, yeah, my favorite trash.
Yep.
But speaking of favorite trash, I remember the other show I was watching. So the second season of Girlfriend also premiered.
Oh my god.
And okay, hear me out for a second. I think they got their shit together.
No.
Because we're now 2 episodes. We're 2 episodes into this one, and so far the writing seems so much better. And I don't know if that's a progression from the manga, it just got better, or if the anime staff got like their heads together to be like, okay, how do we make this better? Because just the writing itself just seems so much better already this season. Like characters don't seem as stupid.
You weren't drunk when you watched those episodes, right? Like,
no. It's still trash. Sure. Like the whole premise is still there and everything, but the characters don't seem as dumb. Now, granted, we're only 2 episodes in, but everyone doesn't seem as like obnoxious or stupid or anything as they were in the first season. So I don't know what happened here, but I'm like, okay, you're winning me back a little bit. You're not just trash for trash sake. You're actually decent trash now.
Wait, it's not
I
trash
watched
for
the
trash
first.
thing. Go ahead, Navi.
I think I watched the first 5 episodes of season 1. I was like, I'll give it a chance. I waited and I waited.
Oh
Every
yeah,
episode was fucking. Wait, can I curse?
yeah,
Yeah, you can curse.
Oh,
It doesn't matter.
was fucking stupid to me.
it was.
It-
Oh yeah, season 1 was rough.
It-
You had to be a certain type of person to enjoy it.
Season 1 was rough. I watched all 12 episodes. It's like, you know what? I respect
You watched all.
to you, man.
Like I was just curious, like, okay, you have this premise. Now, where do you go for it? Because that's just me as just a writer. Like that's the one thing that will always take me into a show. Like people say they get into shows because of like the art or the voice actor or something like that. It's like, no, you give me the basic premise, and then I'm like, okay, how do you stretch this out for an entire season or 2 seasons?
Right there with you. Yeah.
Like how do you stretch this out? And so when you just have this whole not even a love triangle because everyone's in a consenting relationship, how do you expand upon that? And yeah, it just kept me intrigued. Like, what are you gonna do next? What are you gonna do next? What are you gonna do next? And now they finally have like this. Maybe that's what it is. Like now you have this established concept. So now season 2 is allowed to just do whatever it wants, and it seems to be working. Like it's hard to explain without actually like going really deep into it. But I will leave it up to the people who don't want to listen about it. I'll move on.
Hey, you know what? I respect it.
Please.
I will say it is funny that with regards to again, this is why I like 100 Girlfriends a lot, because it is so self-aware. It knows that
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe girlfriend got a little more self-aware.
maybe that's it, because they very much do the polygamy thing in 100 Girlfriends, and they're like, yeah, fuck it. Like they know it's stupid. And again, that's what.
And then so I'm like, okay, I need to get off the rom-com shit. So I need to find a show that's a little bit more not grounded, but like serious. So I decided I'm gonna kindly catch up on Spy Family.
Yes.
So I watched the next 3 episodes that I missed, which is the second half of the first season, the second core of it.
Oh, you're still in second core. I forgot.
Yeah, I'm not in season 2 yet, so so I got like the first, I think, 3 episodes last night of it. We're just now doing everything with the dog.
I love that season. That part.
Yeah, no, Bond is the fucking best. He
Yeah,
is
Bond
so
seems great.
fucking entertaining. No, I wasn't the biggest fan of Core 2, but I do think it's still like top quality, like slice of life anime stuff. I have started season 2, and let me tell you, this show is so fucking good. It is comfort food. Like season 2 already, just by the start, I'm like, this is exactly what I wanted. This is Spy X Family at its absolute like. What I want is just dumb fun, like slice of life antics. Like there's not much to the show. Like I guess I don't want to say not too much to the show. There is an overarching plot that's there, but they don't really focus in on it, at least at the moment. I heard that they definitely do later on. I'm very, very excited to see. Also, Bench is an idiot. The opening fucking slaps. I don't know what the hell this man is on.
No,
Most
it doesn't.
biased.
It's so
That
weird.
you are so biased. The opening is amazing, bro. This is shonen fans. You know? Can you believe that, Navi?
It's not. Okay, it's a very specific thing that kind of weirdly gives you the heebie-jeebies in the opening.
Heebie-jeebies. What did you get? You're a One Piece fan.
The thing that just icks me or whatever is like when they're stepping and their feet are all big and it's just
Yes,
weird.
because it's funny. It's cute.
It's not funny. It creeps me out.
Okay, well we know what his biggest fear is, which is big feet.
Wait, so what's freaking out, Bench? Like I was looking at my.
Apparently, he thinks the second opening is bad, even though it's a fucking banger.
I mean, it's nothing.
No, it's
they have
like,
big
I mean, it's
feet.
all right. It's nothing great, but nothing bad.
No, not season 2's opening.
Season
not
2
the
is.
sec-
I was
Yeah.
thinking about the second core opening.
Yeah, the second core opening. I really like.
The second core opening sucks balls. The first opening
Sucks
good though.
balls.
Yeah.
Like,
I'll need to look up the second
no,
season opening.
Bench is wrong. This is a vibe.
yeah, what did I say, bro? Thank you. I am
Oh,
so
this
glad
is
I'm not
awesome.
surrounded by morons. It's so
It
fun.
just creeps me out.
Bro is scared of a little girl. I just want to
It's not the girl I'm
mention
scared
that.
of.
It's the boy.
No, it's the big feet walking thing. It's creepy.
Big feet walking. Okay, I need to watch this
Bro,
opening now.
watch Looney Tunes. It is so good. Whatever.
I have.
It is an absolute banger of a show. Love it. Dark, you've been quiet. What have you been watching?
So I finally decided to, because I remember when it first came out, there was a lot of delays and issues with it. So now that it's finished, well, Core 1 finished, I decided to go sit down and watch all of the Nier Automata anime. And Yoko Taro's out of shit, let me
Ooh.
tell you.
Is it
So I
wait? So
noticed,
it's all core 1? Is there a second core?
yeah, there's a second core. They showed it. It's gonna happen. But
Oh,
there's only
okay,
like the
okay.
first. So
Continue.
this covers parts 8, like the first 2 routes. They merged them into the one into this. But
Mhm.
things are not the same. Like if you played the game and you watch this anime, things are noticeably different. But like to the point where like it still fits the story. The really interesting thing is that in between, so they have like segments where like it'll be like, oh, this is where a commercial is, right? They have like those commercial cuts. When that happens on the screen, it will flash a bunch of like codes on the screen. It will flash hex codes on the screen. So it'll be a bunch of numbers. And if you decipher those codes, it'll be logs from a character from Drakengard. And like this
Oh
is
my
Yoko Taro
god.
at his
Oh
finest.
my god.
So they're bringing in
Dragon
characters
Guard?
from Drakengard into Nier. Like he mixed Drakengard and Nier, the original Nier, Nier Automata, and then he mixed in the mobile game that is canon, the Nier mobile game. I'm not sure if you guys are aware of that. I'm
I'm
not gonna go
so
into
mad
what
that
this
game's canon.
means,
I'm so
but
mad
Yoko
that it's
Taro is
canon.
on his shit. Like he knows, and they're doing something really cool, like based on what those logs say. I don't know where they're gonna take it, but like I'm 100% for it, right? Just because of those audio logs, and it reminds me of, I don't know if you guys ever watched it as a kid, but Gravity Falls was on Disney, and
Yeah.
at the
God, I
end
love
of
that
those,
show.
yeah, and at the end of those
Banger.
episodes, there was a cipher, and it reminded me of that because I love
Yeah.
deciphering that. Like that's what like introduced me to that. So the fact that Yoko Taro introduced hex code in the like
Yeah.
in between scenes, I was like, oh shit, this is amazing.
So wait, is it like
Granted-
literally like a faithful adaptation of the show, but then they
No.
have those hex codes?
No, so
Oh no.
so there's things that are noticeably different. There is a big they adapted the screenplay. So if you're not familiar with that, there's a lot of new stuff off the get-go, which
God
explains
bless.
more about A2 and her backstory. Like you learn her complete backstory in this.
Interesting.
What else? Things get changed with Adam and Eve. If you
Ah,
just by me saying that, you already know they swapped the order.
ugh.
They
Okay,
swapped the order and
interesting.
some other
Interesting.
things. They did
That's
a really good
exciting. No,
job.
How do
I
they adapt the emptiness? You know how there was a lot of nothingness when you were going to each level?
Yeah, so what they did, there's a scenes where there's like they'll have the music just playing and they just show like different scenes of the world. And then they cut to it. 2B and INS have a lot more personality to them, as you would expect.
of course.
The truth about 9S is coming out like it is more prevalent this time. It's not gonna be as big as a reveal what happens eventually. Something really interesting. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar, but there was that hoax that happened, that fake mod of the church of like somebody opening the door to the church and like people were bugging out. It was a whole thing. They adapted that into the game, into the not the game, into
Oh.
the anime, which I thought was like amazing, a cool nod to like the community and stuff.
Is there like replicant stuff?
Yes, there is.
Oh my god! And now I gotta play
He
replicant
can
before
everything.
watching the show.
There is Drakengard, Replicant, Original Nier, Nier Automata, then the screenplay, and
Wait,
then the
wait,
mobile
okay.
game.
Hang on. So real near and replicant. Like I thought replicant is a
there's
remake
parts
of
from both.
original.
Well, I can't get into the specifics. I know there's people who haven't played the game here yet, and if you haven't, I swear, just go play the fucking
Play
game.
it.
It's incredible. Yoko Taro, he knows what he's doing. he
It's
did
a
a great
weird
job.
thing. I want a remake of the Drakengard trilogy. Like just remake
I do
those games.
too, so much.
It's weird because like
Oh,
if you try to go back to the original game, whew,
It
I've seen
didn't age well.
Drakengard 1 and 2
It
are
is
really
not.
boring to me. I like Drakengard 3. I like the premise of 3. Because
Three's
obviously that ties more into
frame
like
rate.
the near stuff.
Sorry, go ahead.
Like Drakengard 1 and 2 like I think the way that it works is that Dragon Guard 1 and 2 exist, and then 3 is kind of like three is a prequel, but then the Nier series is based off of what happens in 3. Is timeline shenanigans at its finest.
Which a weird thing with I know Drakengard 2 wasn't even like, if I'm correct, or at least like
No,
he
he
had a
didn't.
very minor role.
He just did 1 and 3, I believe. I
Yeah,
think he,
with
yeah, I think he did Dragon 3.
three. Three was a funny one because they were like, "This is a PS3 late gen PS3 game." It was like one of the last PS3 games, or not one of the last, but like one of the last like exclusives. And it's like, wow, this looks like a PS4 game, and it runs like absolute dog shit. It's like, why didn't you just put it on PS4 then? Because this does not run well at all. It's a weird series that like I feel like just deserves like a second chance, especially with like how much people loved Automata and Replicant.
The thing is,
But
I
that's
don't
video game talk.
think
We don't do that.
so. I mean, it ties into the anime. If you know what
Of course,
happens in Replicant, or if you even played through Replicant, you know there's a new ending that they added. That new ending kind of changes everything from Drake. Like, there's a whole lot of like the way that they crafted it. They made it in such a way that if you just watch it normally and you haven't played any of the games, you get a lot of enjoyment out of this. You won't realize any of this. But if you're someone who played through the games and knows everything, and you start looking into like the hex codes and you start seeing what the fuck, then you like, what the fuck is this guy?
It's a fascinating series. Like I genuinely have a lot of respect for Yoko Taro, and it's cool to see that the anime is definitely doing unique stuff. I watched the first 2 episodes and I really enjoyed it. Outside of the CG was, but
Yeah, so the CG is bad for like only like the first 4 episodes. Yeah, there's like a frame or two, like where you see them come into the ship and you see the in-game models, which is like a little bit jarring. But they like
yeah, that
they
was
hit it
wild.
better. They
Okay,
definitely listen to the feedback. They hit it better. You barely notice it later on. I
yeah,
think
but
I
like,
want to say like
what?
episodes 9 forward. If you play through the game and you just like, if you're anime only, you're not gonna realize anything. But episode 9 forward, if you play through the game, you'd be like, what the fuck is all this?
Yeah, no, I want to get to it, but I was just like all the delays and stuff had me confused. But hearing that it's finished, it's like okay, maybe I'll actually like jump back into it finally.
Well, part 1 is finished, I should say.
Well, yeah, you know what I mean. But yeah, part core one.
Yeah.
Did they announce in core two?
They didn't, but at the end of part 1, they showed like a little 30-second clip of like everything that's gonna happen in part 2. And from what I've seen, it stays faithful. But of course, they like the very end, they did not show anything tied to that. They showed everything up before that. I want to say, finally seeing, like visually seeing A2's backstory instead of just like reading it in the screenplay, or like watching it in the screenplay, or if you've never even seen that or know what I'm referring to,
Yeah,
it's an incredible experience. Just
yeah,
getting
that's
to
what
learn
gets me
about what
excited.
really happened and why she is the way she is.
I will. I want to ask. Well, actually, no. That's pretty much all the questions I have. I'm definitely going to be in. Like that thing about A2's backstory got me much more excited to finally check this thing out all the way through. Moon, I need to ask you. Did you watch the opening?
Yes, I did. While you guys were talking about Nier, I watched it.
Yeah. How is it?
It's a good opening.
Yeah. What are you against one? All right. Navi, what have you been watching?
I mean, the first one still is the best
Oh.
one, but it's still a good opening.
Oh yeah, the first one's like one of the best of all. That opening is fucking awesome.
So I've been watching 6 anime this past week.
Shit.
But I was rewatching Naruto, a very specific cut of Naruto where it's called the Ocean Cut. They cut off all the filler, any of the
One
useless
Piece.
flashbacks. Yeah, basically One Piece for Naruto.
Mhm.
So it's still trash. I still love it. I still love it. It's trash, but if I were to give it a true rating, it would be like a 6 out of 10. But I still love it.
It's Taco Bell.
It is still monkey brain shonen.
I mean, it's a
Like,
classic. Like you
and
can't like deny its
as you
history.
if you watch the whole thing, you see what his writing isn't very good. He retcons a lot. He retcons so many things, and I'm only I'm in like the first quarter of Naruto Shippuden now.
Oh, that like
Oh, okay.
the first arc in Shippuden's so bad.
No, I like the first arc in Shippuden.
No, it like
'cause
I was
it
watching it. I watched that arc and then I had to stop watching Shippuden for a month because I didn't like that arc and then I went back.
Bro was
I like
scarred.
the first arc because of Sakura. Like
You like
Sakura is
Sakura?
useless and no, she's only
No.
good in this arc. That's the thing. Every
Actually,
every every other arc, she is useless, and shame on him because he created a great character the first part of Shippuden, and then he just forgot about her, like he did with every other character, Rock Lee, Neji.
Rock Lee had so much potential. He was the
I
GOAT.
I only know Naruto's the only one of the big three I haven't watched. There's only two things I know about it. One is that meteor scene with Madara, where like he sends out a meteor and they all stop and they're like,
Yeah.
yeah. It's like okay, what are you gonna do about the second one? I was like, that is so fucking raw. There's another scene where everyone hates where Sakura says like I love you, Naruto. I don't know the context of that, but like everyone hates
Oh,
that scene.
that scene is criminal. That
No,
yeah. There's a reason. But
there's
you
a
don't know.
reason for it.
You don't know
There
the.
was
You
a
don't like
reason
the
she
bad
Rock
did.
reason.
Lee.
Oh no,
Do
I
you not
started
know about the Rock Lee scene?
something. The Rock Lee.
Even
Oh, Gara. Yeah. I've
Wait,
seen that one.
everyone knows the
That's cool.
Rock Lee. Yeah.
that's so good.
Yeah, no. Yeah, everyone talks about that one. I saw that one as well, and I was like, oh, this is sick.
And then Mike Guy versus Madara, the best fight in the series.
My guy.
The one thing Naruto has going for it is I think its animation is very good. Everyone makes
It's all
fun of it. Everyone makes fun of it because
No.
if you stop the animation, it looks ugly. But in motion, it looks very good.
It's just that
Yeah,
I
the
think
it
it
helps.
animation
has its
style
ups and
is not meant to
downs.
be paused. I know
Yeah,
you talking. We're
exactly.
talking about the pain scene.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I will say the pain arc is amazing. That
yeah.
was an amazing
The
watch.
pain. If Naruto was just a pain arc, the anime will be a 10 out of 10 to me.
Man,
Because the
Naruto.
pain
That
arc is like the best part. That was its peak, and then after that, it just went downhill.
I am
fascinating.
higher on Fourth Great Ninja War than most, though. I will
Oh
say.
no, I hate
I am
the
too.
fourth Great Ninja War.
I
Yeah,
know everyone hates what happens at the very end. I heard what happens at the
yeah, that's
very end
bad.
with Madara. I
Okay.
was like, oh my god! If they did that shit in One Piece, I'd be angry.
Yeah. Honestly, though, I think that Naruto ended on a good note because, like, the last couple episodes are like independent side stories that are all like really good.
I think Naruto
Yes.
is good.
Yeah.
Then Boruto happens.
Anything before the ending was horrible, but the ending of it itself was great.
You know what the funny thing is too? Boruto sucks ass. For like a good,
Wait,
I
wait.
mean, like a couple hundred chapters, it sucks. But like in those 100 chapters, that's when Sakura is like a decent character. I'm like, this is fucking crazy.
A couple hundred chapters. The series sucks.
But
I
then
think that's just
some
a
of the more
bad
recent
series.
stuff, and some of the
The
more
only
recent
re-
stuff, it gets better. But then like, it's not
yeah,
by much.
the only reason to read Boruto is to read for the Naruto scenes. Anything else,
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm just like
Yeah,
because you
pretty
want to
much.
see Naruto as a god. He's
I am
basically a god in there.
well, not anymore, but
Not
yeah.
anymore, but he was. Yeah.
And then, but I read the new Boruto manga, and it's still bad, but it's like I kind of want to see where it goes.
I have never
That's-
seen people so hateful towards something they apparently like.
Have you
It's
met
'cause
Star
it-
Wars
Tell you this.
fans?
The
Sure.
more recent Boruto is better than current My Hero.
What was your first?
You
I'm
dark.
not
Oh
sure.
my
I'm not sure
god.
about that.
Dark. No. Did you? Oh.
All
I'm not sure about
right,
that.
Moon. Let's hide.
Wait,
All right, we're gonna hide. We're gonna go work on
wait.
something.
Do you care about My Hero leaks?
Oh my
No.
god.
Hang
I'm
on.
like
No
gosh.
2
spoilers.
seasons behind on My Hero.
Yeah,
Then
let's not
put
spoil
your
it.
ears. It's
No.
over.
just no spoilers for now. Or you
It's
can talk
bad.
spoilers if we.
It's bad. That's all that you need to know. It's
It
not
was
good.
pretty much. Navi, do you
Wait.
care?
No, Moon.
What happened? Wait, what happened?
Hang on. Before we get into it, if we're gonna talk about My Hero leaks, Moon, you don't want to hear it. I don't care.
Oh,
So Moon,
wait,
you can defend. I'll let you know.
Leaks that came out
All right, I
about
guess
the
Yeah.
ending.
I still
No,
care a little bit, so I guess I'll
yeah.
deafen. Hold on.
No,
Yeah,
yeah.
let me defend. I still
Okay.
care.
Okay, cool.
So, oh, not
We're
deafen
waiting for
him.
Navi to deafen. Hang on.
I can force deafen
Oh,
him. It's fine.
He
Wait,
can't find the
yeah,
button.
the button.
The professional podcast, by the way, everyone. Can I? I'm pretty sure I can.
I got it. I found it.
Okay, you got it. All right.
So pretty much, the
Wait, he
leaks
still
are.
hasn't gotten it. Hang
Who?
on, he still hasn't gotten it. It's professional pod.
All right, I'm gonna just take off my
You
headphones.
can remove. Yeah, just I'll let you know. I'll let you know. Just remove
Yeah.
your headphones. All right, go
So
for it,
pretty
man.
much, what happens is the last chapter ended with like All Might most likely gonna die. He should have died like 200 chapters ago. That's in the past, right? And I think he should have died then, and he should have died now. But do you know what happened? Because earlier in the story, it was like he was told by someone who can tell the future he's gonna have a horrible death. Well, this chapter, that comes to pass. However, the hopes and wishes of everyone change the future, and All Might is saved.
That is so fucking stupid. That is
Yo.
so fucking stupid.
If you think
That is
that's
so fucking dumb. No, there's no way they do another.
Yeah,
Because
they
I
did.
knew about the Bakugo shit, and now you're
Yeah, I
telling
want
me
to say
they do
Bakugo's back
another.
too.
Oh, why do fucking shonens do this shit? Just kill the character.
No, yeah, Bakugo came back and he saved All Might this time because he failed last time.
Okay, so All Might's still alive?
Yep.
Yeah.
That is so dumb. Wow. Okay. No, now.
Yeah.
Well, now you just told me I'm never gonna go back to my hero.
I've never seen
That's
somebody
just
fumble the
killed
bag
all my hype.
so poorly before, besides like AOT. But this is worse, I feel like.
That is fascinating. But yo, that's all you need to do about my hero.
Yeah. Just vent
Y'all
my
done?
frustrations. Yes.
Yeah, we just finished.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
But
Wow.
wait, before we move on, is it Oshi no Ko bad?
Wait,
It's
for
like
who?
It's worse.
AOT type of bad.
That's worse.
Wait, I can talk about Oshinoko. I finished that.
No, we're
wait.
not
Thing.
talking about the
Wait.
anime. We're not talking
they're
about the
talking
anime
about
for
the manga.
Oshinoko.
Oh, they're talking about the manga. Never mind. I only finished the anime.
You don't want to. It's not bad,
Oh,
Navi. It's just they
well,
need to explain it a little more.
Okay.
Damn,
Just
y'all
give
are
them
both
time.
caught up to
Let
the
them
show. That
cook.
was quick.
No,
Well,
I just know what I'm not caught up. I just know what happens.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Everyone knows what happens.
I know one thing that happened. I don't know if it's the thing.
I know what happens,
It's
and I'm
probably
like,
it.
ooh, man,
Let them explain.
glad
Let 'em
I
explain.
stopped. Glad I stopped watching. Man, did you want to talk about Oshinoko real quick? Like the anime?
I mean, I'm just like generally kind of met on it. Honestly, I think I kind of had this opinion before. I had like my big break from it. Like I stopped around episode 5 or 6 or something like that, and then I was like, I just need to finish it. So I went back and finished it. I think either last week or the week before, and yeah, everything not surrounding Aqua is decent, and every time Aqua is like the lead of the story, I'm just like, oh fuck this guy.
I like it. I like the show.
It deals with real world issues, and that's what I love it.
Yeah, like all
Yeah.
the stuff
And it treats
regarding
it
the
so well,
entertainment
and it
industry
treats it
and
very
being
well,
idols
too.
and all that is great.
Interesting.
I
is
hate
that
every time Aqua takes the center stage and be like, I need to find out who murdered I love my not mother thing.
I was gonna say spoilers, but I don't know. It's the first episode. Everyone knows at this point.
Yeah.
I will say, I do want to ask you real quick, Moon. So I know you didn't finish Death Note. You got like 10 episodes in.
What show?
Death Note.
Oh yeah, I'm
I saw multiple people say Aqua is as good as Light Yagami. Please explain for the audience. Is that true?
I mean, so far I like Light more.
Yeah,
Thank
Light's a better written character.
That's all I need to know. That's
So
all I
far.
need to know. I just want
Well,
confirmation that I'm not crazy. I was
You gotta
going
be like
insane when I
me.
saw. Oh,
You
dude,
gotta
I
be
was
like
going. I was
you
gonna
gotta be
go
like
insane.
me,
Okay, go ahead.
and you watch Death Note until the point and stop and don't look back and don't finish it. That's what
It's
I do.
not
And I'm
that-
a happy
okay,
camper.
okay,
It's
okay, real quick.
bad.
No, it's you
Wait,
watched it.
Wait, how many episodes have you watched?
I watched to the point where it should have ended. If you know what I'm talking about.
Okay,
Oh,
here's the thing.
you're past episode 25. I think that's
That's like
25, right?
24, 25, something
Yeah,
like
It's where
that.
it should have ended.
A
Yeah, you're
man who
right.
has
You're
not watched
correct.
the show. But he's
You
right. He's right. He is
you're
right.
correct. You're
I
correct.
don't think the second half is that bad. I've kind of softened on my hate.
Bad.
You haven't watched it.
I
The
looked
second
up the
half.
ending and I looked up a summary.
I
It's
looked
not
up
a
a summary. That's
summary.
not watching it. I hate this
It's
man.
not.
No,
It's
no,
not
no.
horrible.
It's
but
not horrible. It's much
it
worse. It's
it
much
makes
worse, but it's fun.
it looks very bad because it came off of such a great run, and then it just went
Yes.
downhill from there.
It was one of those things where it's like, man, the author was really
Like the
wanting to
first 20,
extend the series.
first 24 episodes, 10 out of 10. The
Yeah, it's like saying
second
Attack on
half,
Titan wasn't bad. They just
7
went
out of
downhill.
10.
That shit sucked.
7 out of 10.
It, yeah, like it's weird because like the first half genuinely is like the best anime ever made, and then the second half happened. I was like, ooh. I do like the ending though. A lot of people don't like the ending. I'm fine with it. I think it was good.
I think the ending's fine, yeah.
Navi, you have a few more shows you want to talk about real quick?
So talking about big brain characters, I've been
Oh,
watching
yeah.
Log Horizon.
Oh, I need to
I've
get to
wanted
that. I need
watch
to watch
this.
that.
Yeah.
So Log Horizon is probably my favorite political anime. Fantasy political at least. So have you guys watched Slime Isekai?
No.
Wait,
Well,
which show?
Slime Isekai.
Reincarnated as a
Oh, I
slime.
started it. I got maybe like a little bit into season 2, and I fell off.
I know. What's it called? Bench loves it.
What show?
Is Bench it? Oh, Slime
Slime.
Isekai.
He got mad.
Oh,
that
the
we were
slime
playing.
isekai. Oh, yeah. I think that's like a 10 out of 10 anime. I love it.
Oh no, I hate Slime Isekai. But
Yo, Navi started fighting today. I love it.
so Slime Isekai, the one thing Slime Isekai does have is the political aspect, but the characters suck in my opinion.
Disagree.
The main character is Big Brain, so it's like he's not just solving things by, I don't know, giving poor goblins a house. He's actually thinking about it, thinking in steps. Um, so one of the biggest one thing I love about the show the most is how they explain the world. So like the first 10 episodes are very boring, but he basically the show is trying to build this world and build the rules around this world because they're stuck in the game. But it's not like Sword Art Online where they're constantly just fighting and it's the main character just going through levels. Instead, everyone's stuck in this world, and when they die, they just respawn. And I didn't like that at first because there's no stakes. So what's the point of I don't know, fighting? What's the point of characters fighting it out and not just dying? So there's higher stakes as the show goes on, and you figure this out as you go through the episodes. Uh, but he builds basically Slimy Sky. He builds a town, and he starts recruiting people. He starts building an organization to help people from the world and players stuck in the world.
Yeah.
And every step he does, he goes. He just doesn't do them. He explains everything he's doing, and the characters are great. There's great character development. The relationships between characters are amazing.
One thing you said there that kind of gets me worried. Explaining every step. That's like
No, no.
Is
So
it? Is it?
he doesn't explain it.
Okay.
It's
You
explained
can
through the
infer it.
episode. Yes, it's
Okay,
explained
that's
through
what
the
I was.
episode.
Because I hate when anime do the thing
No,
where
no,
it's
no,
like,
no.
I'm gonna
They're
do
not
this now.
baby feeding you. Yeah,
Okay,
baby
good.
feeding. you.
Yeah, no, that's a show that's like near the top of my list. I really want to get to. I'm a sucker for a good isekai, and yeah, I heard that's like one of the best.
Yeah, I always dropped it by like episode 5 because it is very slow. The first 10 episodes.
Ooh, that's what I like.
It's nothing like Sword Art Online because people always compare it to Sword Art Online because they're both stuck in the video game. Sword Art Online has a lot more action. This is just a lot more strategy and political aspects with some
That's exciting.
action.
Yeah, that's definitely sounds much more interesting to me than Sword Art. I'll definitely have to check it out. But have you watched anything else that you really want to talk about?
So if we
Mashley.
want to talk about the political thing just real quick, more recommendations if you want more political, like fantasy political talk. Two I would recommend is they're both short. They're only like one season each. How a Realist Hero Rebuilt the Kingdom.
Oh man, that's
Yes,
oh, I didn't like that one.
it's still good if you're looking for like just political talk though.
I guess
Is it trashy isekai?
it's more trashy isekai than I'd say like good isekai, but like I don't think it's a bad
Like
show.
not like bad trashy, but like
Yeah,
like
I
Isekai is
wouldn't even
almost
say that.
non-existent.
okay.
I think my problem is that like it was like, oh, we're gonna go into the financial and economics, and they just like scratched the surface of it. And I feel like they could have gone so much more deep into
Yeah.
it, but like they wanted to do side tangents on like, oh man, we're gonna do a cooking show. I'm like, okay.
And then the other one was How a Genius Prince Lifted the Kingdom Out of Debt.
I heard about
And
that.
that one was
watched-
actually funny too. Like the main character is actually funny. Like not only is he a genius, but he's also a comedic genius. The guy was funny. Because like his whole character is that he's a super genius when it comes to being a prince and running a kingdom, all that. But in reality, he just wants to be super lazy. He just wants to retire. Like his whole like in the first episode, he says,
Wait,
I want to sell off the kingdom. How do I do this as quickly as possible?"
you reminded me another show I recommend in that genre of like big brain isekai, like money isekai type thing. The Dungeon of Black Company. I fucking love
I
that
knew
show.
you going.
I've
I
heard
knew
a
you
lot
were
about
going to say
that
It
one.
that.
is
I need to
so
check that
goddamn
out.
good.
It
It is.
it is good. It's decent.
Well,
I
yeah, I'm
think
not gonna say here and like say it's like a top 10 anime,
Yeah,
but like it's genuinely
Yeah,
just
yeah,
like a
yeah.
really entertaining show. I think it
Yeah,
kind
it
of
is.
falters in the second, like the last 3 episodes or so. I think it kind of falters there, but even then, like it's still entertaining.
But yeah, still check out Genius Prince Pull the Kingdom Out of Debt.
But yeah, Navi, did you got anything else for us?
Well, I'm watching the other anime, but the one I really want to talk about is Mashley.
Yes, I
need
love
to
this
watch
show.
that.
I recommended that one to you. I think.
So Mashley is one of the funniest shows I watched. I like
Mashal?
it. Is it
It's
Mashal?
Okay.
Mashal.
It's
Is it
Mashal, but
Mash?
like, yeah, I
Oh,
wasn't gonna grammar you because like
no,
I'm
no,
not
no,
a
no, no.
nerd.
Just let the
Mashal.
people know what you're talking about.
Mhm.
You can infer,
Yeah,
but
you just hear the
continue.
word mash, and I'm pretty sure most people will know what you're talking about.
Yeah. Mashal. That makes sense. So, Mashal, it's hilarious.
Yes.
People always compare it to One Punch Man, and they're basically right. Um, I love the whole premise. I love the whole premise. I love the characters. It
Mhm.
doesn't take itself seriously, uh, and I love how creative he gets. The writer trying to figure out ways how he can uh you do this magic trick with just strength.
It's genuinely like ingenious. Like they're like near the one of the first episodes, like slight spoilers, but like yeah, it's like one of the very first episodes. There's like, oh, we're gonna fly on brooms, and what happens is he literally like throws the broom like a javelin and jumps on it, so he's flying.
And in lightning speed, so no one saw except a few people who can.
Yeah, it's a very entertaining show. I love One Punch Man. That's like one of my all time favorite, like my number two. And like that comparison is very apt. I think this is the very closest show to like matching One Punch Man's style of comedy. I think it is. I want to see where they go with the future. They end on kind of a cool cliffhanger where it's like you're very excited for season 2, and they announced the season 2. It's coming out like next year,
Yeah,
and I'm gonna be there no matter what. I'm so excited for it. This show, one of the highlights of this year for me.
I just hope they keep staying at the same tone and they don't keep going more deeper into the story parts that they have revealed. I just hope it's it stays at the same level of comedy and just doesn't take itself very seriously.
That's exciting. No, I kind of want to rewatch it, but I'm like, oh, no, I shouldn't. But,
You
yeah,
can live vicariously through me whenever I get around to watching it.
you definitely should. It is so much fun. But yeah, I guess that's all you wanted to talk about, though, Navi.
Yeah.
Bench will not stop bugging me. We're gonna talk about the One Piece manga, current events. Big spoiler warning. If you don't want to know anything,
if you want to push that off a little bit, I could talk about one more thing that I completely forgot about.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So
push that off.
This falls into my category of random shit that Crunchyroll recommends to me on the homepage, and then I end up watching it in like 2 or 3 days because I love my stupid trash. So this one is an anime from 2015. Of course, like all terrible, trashy anime, they have the craziest names. So
here we go.
Here we go. This is Wolf and I favorite pastime is just exchanging crazy anime names.
Yeah, I love it.
So hold on, it got cut off here because it's super long.
It got cut off. Can we just talk about that? How these titles are so long they gotta get cut off. That's ridiculous.
My mental choices are completely interfering with my school romantic comedy.
I hate anime.
So
I heard about that one too, but I was like, I'm not watching that because that name pisses me off.
So I'll give you the rundown of the show. So there's this guy and he has a curse, and he just woke up with it one day, but he gets and just like at random times, and of course for comedy reasons, it's at like the worst times possible for it to happen. But like God will speak to him in his head and give him a multiple choice question, and he has to do one of those multiple choices. Otherwise, he just like keels over in pain, and it'll probably kill him if he doesn't do one of the choices. And of course, being a weird comedy show, most of them are pretty like I won't say raunchy, but like weird. Like the whole the first one that you see in the show is, and also can we talk about so many anime and manga there's always a chapter dedicated to I'm just taking a stroll alongside the riverbank, and then there's porn in the grass.
It's a weird, like, I don't know, they act like it's like a holy grail, like, oh my god,
no, we gotta go hunt
like,
for
the internet
it.
exists.
Yeah, so once again, so that whole scene plays out, and he's like, oh, there's this porn magazine, and then he's not interested, but like 2 girls or something walk by, and then the multiple choice happens, and his choices are he either has to stick his face into the magazine and take a deep breath, or he has to eat the magazine. That's the first choice in the whole fucking show.
Wait. Oh man, wait, okay.
So of course he doesn't want to eat. So of course he doesn't want to eat the paper. So he picks it up, puts it in his face, and just takes like this gigantic deep breath. And the girls just look at him like, "Ew, pervert."
I feel like it would be better to eat it.
You think so?
Yeah, well, because like you look like less of you'd still look like a weirdo. You'd look like a different kind of weirdo. It depends. Do you want to be a perverted weirdo or just like a crackhead weirdo?
But so some of them are like weird like that, but none of those. Some are just kind of embarrassing. Most of them are embarrassing. But then we find out that there is a way to get rid of the curse, and like God sends him like this little angel girl to help, and of course she's well, the funniest thing is she falls from the sky, lands on him, and she gets amnesia because of it. It's like, I'm supposed to help you get rid of this curse, but I don't remember how now.
Oh, great.
So she's completely useless. She's just there for eye candy purposes, basically.
She's an Aqua.
Whoa. Aqua's not just eye candy. She's an idiot, but she's an idiot with a heart of gold.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. This character, her name's Chocolate. And yeah, she doesn't have much of a character personality outside of I'm cute and everybody loves me.
So do you figure out like how he, or is that just like kind of a mystery?
I'm pretty sure it's in the manga because this anime happened in 2015 and he doesn't solve it by the end of the show. It was supposed to, I guess, happen in season 2, which never happened.
Oh yeah, the usual.
But we find out in this world that
Interesting.
this just happens to people. Like he meets one of his teachers who apparently had this curse when she was younger. And I guess part of the rules is that you're not supposed to talk about how you got rid of the curse, but she like kind of helps him along the way. Like he makes it whenever he has to do something embarrassing, she like covers for him. So that's always kind of helpful. But yeah, it's just because, and then part of the way to get rid of the curse is he has to do like these challenges. And one of the challenges is make your best friend laugh from like the bottom of her heart. And then the other one was like, you got to make this other girl cry. And the other was make these 6 girls confess to you that they love you. And it's just like all this random crap that he has to do. And he has to do like within like a day or two's time. So he's like frantically running around trying to get all this stuff done while the curse is still affecting him. So I don't know. It's both trashy and fascinating at the same time.
It's a cool concept.
It's a concept.
But you saying it's like a weird, like he gets horny choices all the time. It's like
no, that was obviously the first one, but no, most of them are just how embarrassing do you want to be? Most of them are embarrassing. Not most aren't dirty. A couple of them are, but most of them are just embarrassing.
Is this ecchi?
It has ecchi moments, but I wouldn't classify it as ecchi.
Okay. Well,
but yeah, it's that was my weird choice of the week.
Hey,
I always
no
seem
worries.
to stumble upon one of these shows that just like it's a weird deep dive because they're always a couple years old and they fall into the rom-com category, and so Crunchyroll's algorithm is like, here you go. I'm like, god damn it, guess I'll watch it.
Listen, honestly, that's better that you're just watching brand new new shows that you haven't watched. My weird thing is like sometimes I just go back and rewatch random JoJo episodes. Like I'm not proud of it, but like I do that. But yeah, I guess now we're gonna talk about One Piece. So massive spoiler warning for manga specifically, manga spoilers. So if you're not caught up, I guess Navi, are you caught up?
No.
No. Okay, you can deafen or since you couldn't
Yeah,
figure
definitely.
it out, just and then Moon,
Yep.
you care?
I don't really care. I've already seen most of it in some way or another.
Okay, and Dark, you're caught up, right?
Yeah, I don't really care about it either, though.
Okay. That sounds great. All right. Well, Bench really wants to talk about it. He
I do.
kept. All right. Well, there were good chapters. Some cool stuff happened.
Just that? I mean,
yeah, want me to say it. Listen. Okay. Listen.
It's finally happening.
Yeah. Okay. Like Saint Garland. He looks like whatever. I don't know. I right now I'm like slowly like starting to get checked out. I only read the chapters because you wouldn't stop pestering me. I was prepared to just like let them sit for a while, but you kept pestering me, so I'm like, fine, I'll read them. And like, yeah, they were great chapters, especially Saint Saturn's freaking new form, sick as hell.
Yeah,
but I don't know. I don't like.
crazy.
I don't have much to say like
know.
that.
I just think the Egghead arc as a whole has just been incredible. I think it could make a top 5 arc if it sticks the landing. But yeah, I mean, my main excitement is that we're finally seeing God Valley. I think this is going to lead into the God Valley flashback, which I didn't think we were going to get for a long time. So that's just purely exciting because all the players that are there is just. I mean, pretty much all the big names are there besides like the current younger pirates, and there's so many possibilities of things we can learn. So that's very exciting. Like we saw,
I don't know if this is really confirmation that we're getting God Valley next. Oda does this a lot, where he like flashes back and then flashes forward back to the present.
I think since Kuma's involved, I think that this is the flashback because I think Kuma's gonna die at the end of this arc, and I think this is his flashback, sure. And it obviously it just contains so much more than obviously Kuma, even though that it's his main flashback, and I think. Man, the way that Kuma's dad died, that was just tragic. That hit me up
literally
in the feels
one panel. I was like, God damn.
I mean, yeah, but he was like in the middle of like doing the Joy Boy like from the Liberation beat, and he just like shot. In this chapter, like the Celestial Dragons have always been fucked up, but this kind of like put them to like that next level we didn't think they could reach, where they're literally doing a human hunting game for sport. So
it is interesting. A new race, Buccaneers, which is kind of a dumb name for a new race, but hey, it's very clearly like a pirate reference.
We now know the 3 races Big Mom could never get for her tea party was the Buccaneers, Lunarians, and Giants. So I doubt we get any more One Piece race reveals, to be honest. I think
race reveals. It's like a gender reveal before a race.
Yeah. So, but I think it's just. Who do you think Jenny is? I think it's Bonnie's mom, to be honest.
Wait, Jenny? Oh, right, at the end of the chapter. Man, I kind of checked out. I don't know. Jenny's she looks similar to Koala. I think it's gonna be Koala's mom, honestly.
Maybe, but and then like seeing Eva there, I assume he has. I mean, I just like Eva, so it's cool that he's there, and we'll see more character development from him. So I just think overall, One Piece is at the best it's ever been. Like, it's just he's nailing this final saga is all I really have to say.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely enjoying it a lot. I am at that point now, as much as I love One Piece, where I'm like, I'm kind of ready for it to end. Like, I think I am ready. I want to see like where this goes.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be finish up Egghead, which I still think will go on for a bit longer. Hit Elbaf, and then
Yes.
which I think Elbaf could be like. I think Elbaf could go quite a while. I don't think it's
Yeah.
gonna. I think it'll be. I think it'll be that whole cake length. 80 to 100 chapters, I think, is where it'll
I
sit.
think it's lower than that. I think it's like gonna be like
I mean,
50 at most.
Egghead's gonna hit 50, so I don't think it's gonna be around that length. So,
We'll see.
and then I think we have Final War and then the One Piece, unless he surprises us. Because I'm of the mind the Final War is going to take place across multiple islands. I don't think it's going to be one stable thing. I think it'll be like Pirate Island, Marijoa, and probably
Mary Jo.
Navy HQ. And
Usual.
then Navy HQ. Yeah, same thing.
Oh,
So I
now it's
think,
the same thing.
yeah.
Okay.
Are they
So
already
I
at
think
Elbaf?
No, they're not at Elbaf yet. You're getting. You don't, well, I mean, we're done. Like, we finished talking.
Yeah, we're done.
You're done. Yeah, I peeked.
Okay. Well,
So,
I think that. Yeah, that's everything we wanted to say. Though, like, any other anime you guys want to talk about, or I think we're ready to call it
I mean,
episode.
I've
Oh, sorry.
watched episode 2 of Shy, and I think I'm just not going to watch anymore. I don't think it's really for me. I mean, it was okay. It's just like I'm not getting much out of it now. There's just too much to watch that I want to watch. So,
It
I
seems
wanna
like a
quit to
slow
that.
burn from what I've heard.
Yeah.
I think so. Yeah, I'll check it out. But yeah, I think that's everything. Moon, you want to?
Wait.
You don't have the
Wait.
thing. I should...
Let me say one more thing. Everyone, go
Yeah,
watch
yeah, go for
Steins
it.
Gate. Go watch Steins Gate.
Yes.
I'll get
I'm
to
done.
it.
Not you.
What?
Your fans.
What? Hang on. I'm not allowed to watch anything now. All right. But yeah. I guess just real quick, just we're on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Pocket Casts, Amazon Music, Google Podcasts, Rest in Peace, and Audible. Like the podcast. We're a new podcast. Us, any bit of support helps us in any way. Check us out on Twitter, Slice of Gaming over there. And yeah, I think that's everything. Moon, actually, just say goodbye, everyone. I think we're all done for tonight.
Yeah, I think we're all pretty talked out
Goodbye.
of all these shows now. So
Good night, boys.
bye.
Goodbye.
See, night. See ya.
Good night.